Well, hello everybody. This is Leslie with ColourArte, and you might have heard me hint around. I've tried to keep my mouth shut for the last couple months while I've been working on this. We're going to be doing an introduction today and kind of a color swatch test of our newest product called Rezin Arte Luster Pigments. Now let me be very clear. These are not your mama's mica pigments. These are not your soaper pigments. These are not the pigments that are repackaged that are out there, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're beautiful. But these have been custom blended with epoxy soluble color and mica, ground metal, and other minerals. So no, you can't use them for makeup. I saw a friend immediately asked me, could she use this as makeup? I said, no, do not put this on your skin. This actually has epoxy color in it. Now, what was the brainchild for this? If you remember, I got into paint pouring a couple of years ago. Some of you probably are familiar with that. And Anne-Marie Ritterhoff, who I'm a huge fan of, introduced the Primary Element Art Pigments, our water-soluble line. And there's still people out there that will email me and say, oh, when I'm out of my Pearl X, I'll talk to you. And I keep trying to say, this is not Pearl X. This is water-soluble color that's been blended with the mica and can go into any water-soluble means it cleans up with soap and water, acrylic, a heavy gel acrylic, varnish, polyurethane, even gum arabic to make a watercolor. However, last May when Anne-Marie did her introduction, the word pigment, and I was pretty not aware of it, I guess is the siren song for the resin people, because for the next year it was, what can we mix the primary elements to get into the pigments? Can I put them into resin? What can I put them directly in resin? I'm like, no, they're not water soluble, they're not going to dissolve. Some of you have pushed it and realize that our really light value ones, the ones that are 95% mica to color, yes, they will go in, they won't dissolve. The color will freeze, basically seize up, but that light teal and that sparkling green mica will still look like a, kind of like the soapers mica that it takes a while to beat in because they don't dissolve, okay? So, a couple months ago, a friend of mine contacted me, actually it was a few months ago, and said, Leslie, when are you going to make something for resin? I said, why should I? Well, because we like playing with resin. I said, but I'm a green girl. I'm used to working with things that are water soluble. Everything's green. Everything's clean. I don't want to play with solvents. And she encouraged me to see what the other manufacturers are doing. And many of you know the Australians and the United Kingdom, they're over a decade ahead of the United States. And so what is available right now are these beautiful pastes that are out there, but they have that solvent smell. And it's mostly because, for again, many decades, the only resin out there was not this low VOC, all the green stuff that we're all pushing for now. More resin people want stuff that's clean. So it wasn't something that the current people that are manufacturing this really had an option. But with the green stuff, you know, I wanted to push that option. And the main reason why I did not want to do a paste, I don't want my people playing with that kind of material, is, as you know, in the Vivid line, 4 of the colors, and this is actually Dragon Gold, okay, are ground metal. And I can't sell ground metal in a pigment, okay, because it becomes instantly airborne. It's only available in the Vivid. Well, when blending these, because we had to use some kind of proprietary blending agent, it dampened even the metal enough to where we have these beautiful, unctuous, luxurious pigments, and best of all, they dissolve instantly in the resin. This is half a jar of Dragon Gold. I just kind of put these up there so you can get, I just got these labels on Friday. Production has already begun. We're going to phase them out on the 17th and the 24th, and then the last group will come out on October 1st. Pre-order is available up on the website right now. We're only going to list 50 of each right now. We want all the pre-order people to be able to get their stuff and get them shipped fast. Okay, so there's going to be a limited amount on this pre-order. These primary elements, just to give you a benchmark of the price, this is a 30 ml jar. Sorry, let me turn this around. This is a 30 ml. Oops. Sorry. This is a 30 ml jar. This is a 60 ml jar. Okay. These list for $10.99. We sell them for $10.99 all day long. I rarely put these on sale. List price on these would be $21.98 if you're going to use the similar benchmark. However, the everyday price on these things is going to be $16.99, and your pre-order special, while we're in production and those first ones get shipped, will be $15.50. So you might want to pick your and reserve your favorite colors after you see this. I have my art resin poured. That's the resin that I'm using today. My resin and my hardener ready. I'm going to mix and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my resin mixed and I'm using these 1 ounce cups so we can do them as level testers. But first I'm actually going to mix up some black and white because we're going to do a swipe test of our black and white. And if you've not heard of this fabulous product by Stone Coat, they're a countertop epoxy company, but their black and white, their matte black and white makes cells when you swipe the color over the top of it. I mean, no need for Resi Blast, right? So we're going to mix a little bit of the black and white up. I'm going to do little 6x6 tiles, small little pieces. And my plan is, we'll see how well my plan works, is to swipe each one of my colors individually over black, over white, so you can see them and kind of see just what that color looks like. This is more of a color chart part of the video, where I think you should see what the product actually looks like alone before we make a piece with it together. So, okay, opening up my Stone Coat is not that easy. There we go. Couldn't get a grip on that. So I'm going to put it looks nice and solid. If you guys have not seen Artist Till Death, ARTISTTILL Death, they do a nightly YouTube, 7 nights a week, or we'll have a pre-recorder if they're teaching a class up. They have these incredible stir sticks that you can repurpose, and they're transparent, so you can check the transparency of your paint, and I can't wait to order some. I've seen them use it. I just haven't had a chance to order them because I've been busy making my Rezin Arte Luster Pigments. Okay, so let's make up that black. I'll make sure I got enough for all 6 tiles. And a couple scoops of the color. I'm not an expert at this stuff, but I've watched Erica and Jeff do this on their video on Artist Till Death, and it looks amazing. I've tried one test myself. I can find that piece behind me. No. I don't know where it's at, but here is something to taunt you with what the colors look like on a piece I did when I was just dropping the color. That's the Belize Blue, the Teal Zircon, and that new Seagrass Green, but not to get ahead, we have to play first with mixing the colors. So, I've got my black and white done. First color we're going to play with, and I got these little, they're little tasting spoons, and they're like perfect, full. They're like a little 1/4 teaspoon, and we're using 1/2 teaspoon per 2 ounces. This cup holds a full ounce. I could fill it all the way up, or I could even make it a little bit less if I want my color more concentrated. First color we're going to play with is Aquamarine. And close up on this. Come on, camera. So you can see up close and personal. I'm going to stick my tile here that I'm going to paint in the center so the camera gets focused. Okay. And then get my little cup here. Oops. In the center, we'll get a close up on that. I think for all of the people watching who actually play with resin, this is probably the coolest part of this whole thing. So let me get my black and white out of the way so I don't dump it over with my elbow. All right, so I'm going to pour a little bit of resin. My pre-mixed resin, I mixed it for 3 minutes in my cup, and I'm only going to go halfway. I have tiny little stir sticks. These are your wooden coffee stirs, but they're perfect for mixing up little itty bitty batches. Okay, and we're going to open up this wonderful aquamarine color. Yeah, on camera it's going to look awful green though. Blues are green, greens are blues, so, but we already know that. Okay, take some of my pigment. Now I'm going to try to just do it this way to get my spoon. Dump it in. You can already see it dissolving in there. Get a little stir. And we're in. It's mixed in. It's ready to roll. Now for transparency's sake, I hope this comes across in the camera. I have some little pieces of acetate that I cut up. I did this when I was testing them so I could see the transparency and see what kind of transparency could I get off that color. You can see the color through there. You see the iridescence color. If you guys are a collector of our colors, the aquamarine will be closest to the teal zircon that you're used to working with in the primer element line. Okay, getting some good coverage on this end, but I only have half the concentration. This is about 3/4 of the way up, so it's kind of up to you on your concentration. I'm going to sit this little guy aside here, find some place for it to dry, and let's just do one. I'm kind of dying to see how this works. I've got some color on here, something dropped in here, so I'm going to take a little alcohol. You should do this anyway. I got 50 of these at Home Depot for $23. They're great because, you know, you're not going to worry about testing the resin on a canvas that could sag. And I use canvases and cradle boards, but you got to treat the back of it and the front of it and coat it and sand it, which is, you know, when you're going to do artwork, absolutely. But these make great gifts. As a matter of fact, I have these trivet holders that I got last year off of Dick Blick, so my plan is to make a few pretty of them, and then you just glue them in and they make nice gifts. I'm not sure about the art resin, but I do know that the stone coat, which I'm going to try in the video when I do my piece in, this stuff can withstand 500 degrees. So you're good to go for using the art coat on your tiles as gifts for the holidays, okay? Now I'm not as good an artist as Jeff and Erica, but I want some of this color raw. I really want you to see how pretty this is. Of course, we know that a camera does not do it justice on how much it actually sparkles. We've added some other minerals besides mica, and some have ground metal. This one does not have the ground metal. Okay, so let's do some of the black. I'm finding that that black's kind of crazy, so I got to be careful with it. I'm going to do other color combinations that are mixed, but I really want to, let's do a test and see what does the aquamarine look like swiped and mixed around the black. This is that Stone Coat. This is their jar, Stone Coat Black Base Tint. And get some white in here. Now another trick that I've seen Erica and Jeff use is a little bit of clear. So we're going to try that too. I'm actually going to put a tiny bit of clear up next to some of this so it can bleed into it and see what it does. I'm kind of digging what's happening there. So I've got some clear I'm going to put right up here on the top so we can see what does it do when it bleeds into the clear. And I think since I have black there, it's going to be interesting to see. I'll put a little white here because if it's goes over the white, we might get some additional cells. Again, this is purely gut instinct, guys. I just been thinking about doing this in my head. I'm kind of liking, not sure if putting some clear here just to kind of see what happens. I'm going to put a little bit clear here. You don't have to do that on these slick surfaces, but the clear gives some more transparency. I've seen them mix glitter in the clear and drop a clear layer down, and the glitter adds an interesting dimension. Okay. And swiping tool. Okay, I'm nervous. These are my children here. I want to see what this looks like over the white. See how those cells look. My gut instinct is to wipe this every swipe so I'm not recontaminating stuff. I'm starting to see some cells pop up here. I'm going to do the same thing here and kind of go this way. So we get a nice little river in here. I know I can tilt. You guys are probably going, tilt already, tilt. Just want to see what that blue does over that black, because I think this is a good test for us. See, we're starting to get cells forming right here. Pretty cool. I've always been the swipe girl, haven't I, guys? It makes me feel like I can control the paint. Sit and say, okay, so I like me going this way, so I'm going to take this black up into this white and see what happens that way. Oh my God, are you seeing this? I have these all in their own little individual pieces of plastic so I can slide them forward. Look how that blue is selling up on that black. Okay, that's pretty cool. And the white is getting cells. I kind of don't mind where I'm getting some bleeding together in here. Understand, this is not a masterpiece. This is just kind of a color test. We want to see what this color is going to do. Over the black, over the white, under the black. I'm liking this right here. And that's where I kind of dropped the black in the center, and as it eating away or working its way through that color, it looks, I didn't have to swipe it at all. It's just kind of, well, I did go this way, but this wasn't swiped. This kind of just stayed in this pool. And you see these little fractured components popping up. Okay, I know I have to work fast because I have enough resin for at least 3 or 4 of these. So, test number 1. Get my white and black out of the way. thingy out of the way. And we're gonna slide this forward. Try to keep my workspace clean, not too drippy for you. I mean, I know you probably want me to tilt, and if I tilt it, I might get more stuff, but I'm thinking this is very pleasant just the way it is. I kind of like it. And it gives me a good test, which I recommend you guys do. You can get the 4x4s. I got 4x4 tiles. It was a couple years ago, but they cost me 13 bucks for 100. So this is kind of the perfect surface to test your colors and see all the variations that they do. I can't wait to show you guys what this looks like dry tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing these tests all weekend. I'll be doing an actual piece with these colors. One thing I do want to point out, I'm noticing right now, come on camera, it's hard to make with trying to keep the resin off of here. I'm not sure how much you can see what's happening here, but there's some really interesting texture happening in that white. It's forming as we speak. And what's happening over here. So I am tickled pink. Move on to the next one. I like the concentration. So this is about 3/4 full, about 3/4 of an ounce to my little serving spoon. Yeah, I'm gonna wipe this clean, reuse my little spoons. These are cute little things. I found them at the restaurant supply. And again, I can just tap it because it's so nice and flat. I can kind of tap where I want it to be. Drop it in. Got the other half of that stir stick. I broke in half on the last color. And there you go. Boy, the camera is really making this look like a dark purple, and it's a warm, warm violet. So you can see how easily dissolved, the beautiful sparkles in it. We can do our little color swatch test. Sorry, get this centered here. You guys can see it up close. Dip it in. I'm liking that color. I'm liking the transparency. Actually, it was dipped on both sides, so that's not really a fair. I think this top little part is a fair part of the transparency. As you can see it, coming from the other side. Okay, get that off. Same thing. Not to bore everybody, but this is a good thing. When you get any of your paints from anybody, these are great tests to see what your colors do ahead of time before you commit to a big old giant canvas. Which, you know, I'm terrified to waste all that resin and screw it up. Is anybody else? Kind of got a little away from me, but let's see if I can get something that looks more solid here. I have to figure out where my little pools are. So in this one, I'm going to drop some of the black in the center. Don't mean to bore everybody, but I'm going to try to see what happens if I drop a little white here. I like those patterns that were formed when that stone coat base coat hit our paint. Get some of this white around the edges so I can swipe over it. Sorry, I'm getting quiet here. I'm just trying to focus on what the heck I'm doing. And then I'm still going to try that clear resin. I like the effect I got on that last time. I got some nice transparency. So I'm going to put a little clear here. A little clear here, a little clear here. I'm getting braver, I guess. A little clear here. Just to get a different effect. Some clear around this edge here that's going to go into that black. I'm going to put a little clear right down here in this vein. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what it is, but I like what happens when the clear goes right on top of an existing color that's already there. You can see where it's kind of turning red already. That's where the clear hit it. It's bringing out that, not red, but it's bringing out the warmth in the violet, okay? Okay, this might look a little bit different. So, again, which way am I going to swipe? I hate to play with my patterns here, but I'm going to swipe over this. Kind of like that little ring I got around there. Wipe my stick off, keep my stick clean. I'm going to swipe over here, but I don't want to disturb all the black, just some of that black. Kind of digging that. Yeah, boy, being brave on camera with you guys. Woo. Going over that white and that black and see what happens in there, how it reacts. We're already getting some lacing in here. I don't know if I should tilt this just a little bit. Kind of liking what I've got going on here. Again, this is the purity test just to see what does purple sapphire look like in its purest form before the camera's really making it look a little bit darker, more like Snapdragon in our other line, which by the way, Snapdragon is called Royal Amethyst in this line. We had to change the names. We don't want anybody confused because this is not the same stuff. I'm liking this smoky, cloudy thing happening here, but here's kind of bugging me. So, okay, you may say that was a mistake, and we'll find out soon enough. Kind of liking that smoky color that I'm getting in there. Boy, that's pretty. It shimmers like crazy. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone a little bit, even though this looks a little bit dark in here. You know, maybe. I didn't want to fiddle with these that much, but maybe just a tiny bit of the purple sapphire and the white kind of swiped back into here. Ooh, that kind of gave me an interesting little river and makes it not so black. So I'm going to leave that, making sure my edges are nice and smoothed out. So a little bit of paint on each edge. Harder to get the resin on after they're dry, right? Okay. Well, that's your purple sapphire. I think I'm going to change my gloves so I don't contaminate the next style. Okay. This will give me, again, recycle cup, old recycle cup. New gloves. Always wear gloves. People say, why do you wear gloves? Well, I work with color a lot. And when color gets on your skin, it goes right into your bloodstream. So Any chance you guys can take a precaution? All of us gotten paint all over ourselves, and all of us have finger painted with, you know, tempera kid paints when we were little, but don't mistake, you know, fine art paints for the kids' tempera paints, because they're not. Get more of my little salsa cups. I love these cute little things. Got them in my restaurant supply, Smart and Final. But they're perfect just to do a little tester color without wasting too much resin. Okay, so let's get our resin in here. It's not warm yet, but it's going to start warming up here soon. I think I'm going to pour out the resin for 2 colors, because supposedly when you have them in smaller containers, they don't set up as fast. I probably should have more working time, but... Okay, so we've done the Aquamarine, we've done the purple Sapphire, ooh, Belize Blue, and Seagrass Green, and this was an accident. The green I was working with was a little bit too amber. I was trying to get more of a key lime. This color turned out stunning. It's now become my favorite. You'll probably see me using it in everything as I'm painting. So here goes nothing. Seagrass Green. Got my little spoon bit. While we're at it, let's do the Belize Blues. And I've got my little coffee stir. I break in half so I can mix 2 of these up. See that? I want you to see how fast that was. That's not sped up, guys. That's it. That's because the epoxy, the solvent color, dissolves instantly. And the pigments have been moistened with that solvent color. So it works. Belize Blues. If you are following our other line, this would be similar to that beautiful majestic color. Love this color. Sorry the camera's not picking up that lagoon blue color, because this is really a pretty lagoon blue. Anyway, fast and easy. So our next tile, where's my alcohol bottle? Good habit to get into, even if you think it's clean right out of the box. You have no idea what dirt or dust, how long it's been on a warehouse. It's just a good habit to get into. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you guys. Sorry, there was nothing to focus and the camera went nuts. Okay, so let's do something a little different in this one. I'm going to put some of the green this way. I'm going to save some to go back on top. Now I already did this and I happen to like how it turned out. Oh my god. Look how pretty that color is. That is insane. Of course, wait till you see in person. We discovered another mineral base that's like tiny little shards of glass, and so a few of the colors have those added. They're just a little surprise. I'm going to turn it this way because I'm going to do white one way. And put black on the other side, kind of like a yin-yang. I am right-handed, so it's harder for me to work with my left hand with a stick. I don't want to turn this every single time. I got to do something for you guys. So pardon me while I try to do this with my left hand. I don't want to pour it on and waste it. Resin's expensive anyway. So, I know I shouldn't say that, but it's, you know, a little bit more expensive than regular acrylic pouring habit anyway. I like a little bit black through here just to see what happens. Same thing here, a little bit of white through here to see what happens. A little bit of the clear right here where the edges are. Again, just to, this is our color test. And then you can save these. If you do them in the little 4x4s, you can have them all up like a big color chart as a reference. So you know what they look like when you move them over the black and white. So I'm actually going to use one of my bigger sticks. Okay, so I'm going to go from the center out. Oops, we missed on that one in. And I swiped it. Oh, I shouldn't have. I should have put that on the edge of my tile. What am I doing? Oops. Let's put that on the edge of the tile. That's a waste. Because we want to make sure the edges are done. And then I have basically a clean backside. You know, I want to have a clean swipe that's not contaminated. And I'm going to go over with the green on top of the white. Well, that's crazy. Look what that did. Interesting. A lot of yellow pops up in that white. But it seems to get even more dazzling in the black. All the earthiness of that seagrass green. I'm kind of like, I'm getting some cells here. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. Getting some cells. This other side never really got swiped. I hope you guys don't think I'm overworking this, but I want to see what it's going to do. Obviously, I'm tilting. Wow, look at how brilliant that is. I'm actually going to leave it that way. I want to see what happens with that green over that black and all that kind of storminess on the bottom. Okay, I'm running out of room here for my little drying things. Give me a second. Gotta move these guys over. Remember, I got 3 tiles already sitting with resin in front of me on their own little pieces of plastic. Oh, so I can slide them around pretty nice. Okay, let's move these out of the way. Get that in a safe spot. Nice safe spot when it's dry. Okay. Sorry, my camera's moving around here. wasn't prepared for them to have to dry there, but I kind of want them in front of me because you should see what's happening to that purple one, and that's why I'm going to come back to those in a minute. Okay, next one is, got my container, got my plastic. My tiles, see my hands just transfer all that yucky stuff that's on my fingers, so alcohol's great. Thank you, alcohol. Thank you for keeping things clean for us. I'm not stressing because I got a bottle of alcohol right sitting next to me that I can spray this with and wipe it down immediately. Alright, now we've already mixed our Belize Blue. Belize Blues, like the blues band, or do you have the blues? Belize is this beautiful town. I believe in South America somewhere. Mexico is absolutely stunning and gorgeous. A friend of mine has a place there, and someday I hope to go play. Okay, so crazy blue. Like I said, fans of Majestic Blue, you're absolutely going to love this color. On the camera here, it looks more like a traditional blue. You cannot tell that unusual Caspian Sea blue, like the color of the lagoon. I hope it's translating for you guys. Okay, let's get some white going in here. We'll put a little white in here. Oh, sorry, I just got a little bit of resin on my face. I had to wipe that off. All right, let's get this black. Let's get some black on here. Again, this might bore you guys. You can always come back and check it out later. But true color test, and I'm gonna do it on camera for you guys. I really recommend you do this. I'll put a little black and white there in the same spot. When you get home, I mean, when you get these, do your test. Know your colors. Be confident of them before you mix them in the resin. You have better results that way. Yeah, this resin's starting to get hot. I'm talking too much is what's happening. You get the point. I put some clear on too. Love what happened there. Look at all how those turquoises are popping up. Put this on my edge that I just swiped with. Turn this around. And then kind of swipe things this way and swipe things this way. Oh, I'm loving that. What's happening there. You know, I haven't even had my heat gun out, and I know you're supposed to warm it, so at this point, this is where I definitely want that heat gun. And my heat gun's resined in place. What do you know? How many times has it happened to you guys? Here we go. I hit it with a pair of scissors. Okay, I'm not just warming it, but I'm seeing a place here where I kind of want to blow the black back with a fan. If I've got enough resin to do it. Maybe not. know, I didn't have enough resin to actually push it. And yet, this effect I am definitely going to duplicate on a canvas. I just need to make sure I got enough resin. So when I blow it back, there's enough to blow back. But I'm loving this right here, how that black and white stone coat mixed. And this just has a little bit of our color in it. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm loving that little section right here. Where is that? Right here. Where I kind of swirled the black and white in the clear with just one little vein of color. I don't know if you guys can see this. This would be another great effect to get on a canvas intentionally with purpose. That was the black and clear, and then the color just kind of went over. And you're getting not only the true Belize Blues, but look at all the teals that are coming out from up underneath where it's hitting those other colors. I'm getting some teal in here. We're getting some what looks like a teal up here. It's just one color. Belize Blues, people. This is absolutely gorgeous. I know I have a lot of black here, but what you may not be able to see on the camera is what that blue is doing on top of the black. And as it dries and I turn it, I'm going to get some great effects. So I know it looks like a yin and yang, like a perfect half and half, but I am going to let this go. Here is the spiced ginger. Oops, didn't mean to get that in the resin. Sorry, spoon. And then Dragon Gold. This will be the first of the pure ground metals. And I'm just so proud of how gorgeous that turned out. It's going to be a beauty. Now this is Dragon Gold, so it's antique. I've already ordered the metal to make a bright gold. So yeah, there'll be a 27th color by the time this lines out, just to accommodate for a more brighter yellow gold. Stir stick in half. Let's see what color is this. Oh, this is the Dragon Gold. So there's your ground metal. And here's our spiced ginger. Got my two of the little cups of resin over here. We'll decide what colors we're going to need in a minute. There's the gold. There's the spiced ginger. Let's do this quick. Okay. I know I can't do two at the same time, but I'm going to have it all ready. Prepped, so we're not fighting for time. I know you know the gig. I'm cleaning them with alcohol. I got the second one ready right here. Okay, so Dragon Gold. Let's try the Dragon Gold. Get a nice close-up on this. You can see the colors. Of course, gold's going to be nice with black and white. Who doesn't like gold, black and white? I don't know anybody. Okay, so wow. See how pretty that is? And it is an antique. Get a lot of color shifting on that. We mix this with other minerals, so it would have lots of flash to it. It wasn't just the straight ground gold, ground metal. I'm going to try my little experiment with the white and black where it gets up into the color. Getting a little pattern here. Oops, I dropped some white right over the top of all of that, but oh well, I don't mind. Add to my artistique. Yeah, I hope you guys like these. I was very inspired by my dear friend Judy, who said, can you make these? I went, I don't know. Why would I want to? Because she said nobody in the United States is, and Artist Till Death just had to order from 3 companies overseas, because there's no one in the US making even a paste for a resin, other than the countertop people. But nothing shimmery and glimmery and beautiful and, you know, all the other stuff that we want. So, not really meaning to make this a yin-yang thing. Okay, and back to the clear, because I need to use this up anyway, right? I'm going to pour a puddle of completely clear right here where it meets up. I have no idea what's going to happen there. But it looks interesting. Actually, it looks a little messy. See if I can't bring this in for you guys. Okay. So, and then I'm actually going to swipe with the clean side back the other way and get that. Ooh, what happened? The white and the gold went the back the other way. Okay. And then over here, we have a lot of gold here. I want to kind of make sure it's prominent, it stays there. So let's get that gold right here. Part of me wants to tilt it. Hope you guys are patient enough to let me tilt, and the resin's patient enough to let me tilt, because I'm worried about that other resin getting too hot. But it'd be nice to see what it does. Sorry for turning it the wrong weird way to the camera, but I kind of want to have something go down over that big spot of white. So I'm going to tilt everything that way. Ah, your gun. What are you doing, Leslie? Remember the gun. I can hear Jeff's voice in my head. Warm up the resin. Instead of tilting on this, I can be blowing it over that bowl, which is kind of the whole point. I mean, over the white. There we go. Nice. That's exactly what I wanted. And a little. Wow. Not sure if you guys can see this. I'm going to try to get a close-up. this lacing over the black, when it dries and under the resin, you're going to get that double cast look. It's going to shift like crazy. Sorry, I got to take my gloves off again. I'm going to go with a lot of gloves on this. It's just, I'm trying to work fast. I do like what's happening there. You see also where it's beating up in this little section here? I'm loving what's happening. Okay, and let's pull out and see what's happening to our white area. See if we get a close-up on that. Losing some of it, but not all of it. It's tiny, tiny little fracture. Of course, I only kind of blew it over once. I can see on a big piece. Oh my God, look at that beautiful veining in there. And that will dry. I can get the light on this so you can see it. That will dry with that gold veining. Okay, so this color is called Dragon Gold. Now you can see why, I'm sure. I've got to find a place for this real quick. Get room on my table here. Because again, I got one more color to do and then everything's kind of seizing, or it's getting warm. It's not seizing yet, but it's going to get warm and it's going to get thick. So, just give me a second. I'm trying to clear off some room here. Oh, come on, baby. All right. Let's get this lifted off just as it is. These little bowls keep them actually pretty flat. So salsa cups. Okay, last but not least, at least on the color chips, and then we'll kind of do one that has a bunch of colors all over it. Sorry for my table getting so messed up. I tried to figure out how to keep this as clean as possible. That's why each piece has its own little plastic thingy. Okay, we've already alcoholed this off. And spiced ginger. God, I want to mix this with Belize Blue so much because we know turquoise and or blue and orange is so pretty together. Okay, let's see what happens with the black. I'm going to go crazy and put the black right down in the center here. And take my white. Start my white over here. White in here. Right over here in this area. I have some more black I'll put in here. I have more of the ginger, or the spiced ginger, so I didn't pour all of it out. Matter of fact, I didn't even pour probably everything I knew I wanted out. But I want to put some clear on here, because I have some. Obviously, it's getting hot now. I'd like to see what the transparency is that I get on the spiced ginger. Oh, that's so pretty with the clear over top. Oh! Okay. And since we have more of it, I'm going to add a little bit more of this on top. This one I'm going to heat up and try to get the colors to blow over. See what happens if I can find my heat gun. Hello. Where's my heat gun? I just had my heat gun. just warm this up. If you want to gently warm it, just kind of go in a circle. One thing I want to say about this heat gun, this is the HB6618. I ordered this off of the link off of Artist Till Death's YouTube videos. It is the best gun I've had. My last gun was $145 and I lost it. This thing was less than $25. It adjusts the heat on this end. I'm in love with this thing, and I haven't really been doing a torch or using a torch on my resin since. So I recommend you go use their affiliate link and go and order one. Okay, I like that. I'm digging that. I can live with this. Now instead of swiping, I let the heat do it. Oh my God, if you guys can see this. Oh, sorry for getting so excited, but I'm excited. Okay, let me get this move so you can see this. Look. Looky, 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 looky. And you can't see it yet, but there's webbing over the top of the black where the color went over the black. So one more time, with the whole idea of this base coat and resin, it's reverse of what we're used to in the paint pouring. In paint pouring, all your color goes into the all your silicone goes into the color, and you're swiping with the black over the top. And this, your color's just straight, but you're running your color over the top and the white and the black, and it forms these fabulous cells. Don't know why. It's something in the stone coat base coat, guys. Both black and white. By the way, if you order right now and use ATD, capital A, capital T, capital D code, you can get $30 off an $80 order. So I ended up getting 4 of these and saved 30 bucks. It was fabulous. Okay. Oh my God. This one I'm actually going to say, where's my black? I'm sure I'll add more. Kind of where's my white? I know I've got no rhyme or reason, and I'm sure you guys are going, no, no, what are you doing? Okay, here's some Belize Blues. Yeah, these are getting thick. Hopefully the heat gun will soften them up. There's the Belize Blues, what's left of that. Here's some teal zircon. I'm sorry, Aquamarine. Still used to the old names. Yeah, this is the Aquamarine, which I actually have some resin poured out. I'm going to mix a little more Aquamarine real quick, see if I can get away with this. I got my little scoopy-doopy. Remember, I poured some of that resin out so it wouldn't get so hot. That's one thing I like about how fast these things mix. And in a second, I can quickly mix this stuff. Oh, that resin's getting thick. Wow. Hey, but it's still dissolved. Wow. Okay. Gotta do this quick. This towel may have too much resin on it by the time we're done. Okay, I've got some of my purple sapphire. Don't want to waste it. Who wants to waste any of this resin? Don't want to waste it. So. Here's some of our dragon gold that's left. I'll probably use, I have that last little cup of resin. I'm probably going to mix up more of this just because it makes a nice accent when we're done. Okay, we have some of this ginger, spiced ginger. Wow. It's already so thick, I'm having a hard time getting it off. This is the test. Okay, do you have any seagrass? Yes, I have some seagrass. So let's see what happens when we pour the seagrass all around this. Call it crazy. Now I made more of that teal, so I have plenty of that. Let me grab that dragon gold because I'll use it as an accent on top. Got my little scoop. You guys are watching me do this in real time. I can use my little ginger spice because it's close enough in color. I want to get that whipped up is that resin seasoning. And I'm going to keep most of this for after I heat it. So let's heat this thing. Don't know if I'm going to waste it or not, but I don't want to waste the resin. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I don't want to waste the resin. I'm putting the clear over the top. I know I've got the gun kind of sitting by my side still running. Give me a second. I'm trying to get this clear over the top so I'm not wasting it. This might turn out to be the prettiest of all, and it's like my mishmash. Still got more black and white I can put down. Gold. Just a little bit of black running through here. And I'll put a little bit of black, white running through here. Why not? I have it all. I'm kind of liking these patterns. I'm not sure if I want to mess with that. What I was going to do is show you how I swiped them all. But I'm kind of liking, I don't know, I'm liking what's happening right here where the gold and the purple sapphires running together. But what the heck, I mean, this is an experiment. You guys have seen this, so I'm going to swipe this way. I lost all that black. I'm going to swipe this way. I kind of like that pattern that's coming down the center. I'm going to tilt it, that white coming back. I'm going to tilt that wonderful pattern coming back in the center. Oh my God. Okay. I think I'm going to do this on purpose. Look at that. Oh my God, look at all the cells. Look at all the cells. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to get a close-up on this with you guys. Let me get my gloves off so I can get the camera thingy going. What's happening is there's hundreds of little cells forming right here. We're all swiped. And all the color is veining inside of one another. There's not much black and white, but it doesn't matter. All the other colors are reacting to the base coat underneath. They're forming the cells within themselves. Yeah, let me get clean gloves on. I don't think I want to change this at all. You saw me do the white up, but when I brought it down, it almost kind of gives me a little bit of a faux geo look here where it's trying to do the veins. But the close-up on this, you have got to see what's happening here. And when this dries, these are going to be dazzling little sparkling diamonds. And I'm loving that vein of that Seagrass Green over there next to the purple Sapphire. Wow. Okay, I'm back. Yes, they are still completely wet. My Belize Blue over here looked like it is not completely even, but again, I want to show the close-up on these. So I have to figure out where my center is. Oh shoot, I just stuck my finger in one. Okay, so this is where the center is. All right, so this is that purple Sapphire. I'm liking how it's selling up in the stone coat. This is the Aquamarine. You can start to see how it's affecting the black. I don't know if these were completely even when they're dry, but you get an idea of what the colors look like. This is the Dragon Gold, one that we did. We did them all together. I'm trying to get them out of the way so I can pick them up and show them to you. This is that ginger, spiced ginger. I'm loving this one. That one was completely just blown with the heat gun, right? The Belize Blue, that was the one I was going to show you. I called it Majestic because I'm still used to that color. I love how I'm getting turquoises and lagoon blue off of one color. I'm just loving how it's changing in here. I know you can't see that much of the blue or the black. I lost some of it, but I'm not going to touch this thing, obviously. It's done. Okay, the green one, let me move this if I can without toppling it over. Sorry, guys. This is our green one, and lost some of it, but I like the veining that's happening in that black. This gives me an idea of how this color is going to dry, which is of course what this is all about. This whole exercise is basically doing my color chart. And then last but not least, that mixed up one that we did. And I've done another one of these, so can I just say all these little cool rivers, all these little fracture points where the cells are forming and the vein is happening. I sent one of these off to Erica and Jeff. Oh my God, look at that. See that? That's the Seagrass Green and that teal mixing. But this is going to look like dazzling little diamonds in the sun when it's done. All those beautiful colors kind of fractured in a swipe. Anyway, so there's your introduction to the first 6 colors of Rezin Arte Luster Pigments made by ColourArte. This is their first announcement. This is the first release announcement. The website is ready for you guys to do your pre-orders. We're only going to build 50 of each for these first pre-orders so we can get some in everybody's hands right away, and then we'll go back into full production. This is going to be an in-stock item. We're not going to be filling these to order unless we completely get smacked with orders, because this is going to be an in-stock item. So thank you for your time. Hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly have. And keep on arting, everybody. Bye-bye.